Hello friends, in this tutorial, we have started making CRUD application in Laravel 9 framework. So from this tutorial, we will learn step by step how to make simple CRUD application in Laravel 9 framework, and how to validate, insert and update form data at server side in Laravel 9 framework. Under this Laravel 9 CRUD operation tutorial, we will create simple student CRUD operation application under Laravel 9 framework with form data validation. And by using this CRUD operation, you can learn how to insert, read, update and delete data from MySQL Database in Laravel 9 framework. Under this part, we will show you how to fetch data from MySQL table and display on the web page in HTML table format with pagination link under Laravel 9 framework. Now let's start discussing this topic. So first we need to download Laravel 9 framework. So we have goes to command prompt and goes into directory where we have execute PHP 8 script. And after this, we have to run this command. So this command will start downloading Laravel 9 framework. And here, we can see Laravel 9 framework, and it will take some time for downloading. Now here, we can see that Laravel 9 framework has been successfully downloaded. After this, in PHP MyAdmin, we have one testing database, and we will create student table under this database from Laravel 9 application by using migration command. Here in text editor, we can see directory structure of Laravel 9 framework. Now first we want to make MySQL database connection, so we have to open .environment file. And under this file, we have to define MySQL database configuration like database name set to testing, username set to root, and password has been leave blank. So after define this configuration, it will make MySQL database connection under Laravel 9 framework. Now first, we want to create students table from this Laravel 9 framework using migration command. So for this, we have goes to command prompt, and here we have to run this command. So this command will create students table migration file under database/migration directory. Now here in text editor, we have goes to database/migration directory, and open students migration file. So here we can see migration class with up and down method. We have to define MySQL table column details under this up method. So here, we have to add student name table column. So for this, here we have to write $table variable with string method, and under this, we have to write student name. After this, we have to add student email table column. So for this, here we have to write $table variable with string method, and under this, we have to write student email. After this, we have to add student gender table column. So for this, here we have to write $table variable with enum method with two parameter. In first parameter, we have to write table column name, student gender. And in second parameter, we have to write option value in an array format. After this, we have to add student image table column. So for this, here we have to write $table variable with string method, and under this, we have to write student image. So this way, we have to define student table column under this migration file. Now for export this table definition to MySQL database, so for this, we have goes to command prompt. And here, we have to run this command, so it will create students table under MySQL database. Now here in testing database, we can see that students table has been created with table column like it, student name, student email, student gender, student image created at and updated at table column. Now we have to create student controller and student models file, so for this, we have goes to command prompt. And here, we have to run this command, so after executing this command, it will create student controller and student model file under Laravel 9 application. Now first, we have goes into application directory, and then after goes into models directory. And here, we can see student.php model file, so we have to open this file. And under this file, we have to write protected $fillable variable is equal to an array. And under array, we have to write table column like student name, student email, student gender and student image. And after this, we have goes into HTTP folder, and then after goes into controllers folder. And from this, here we have to open student controller.php file. And under this file, we can see that student model class already included under this file. And under this controller class, we can see index, create, store, show, edit, update and destroy method already created. Now we want to fetch data from students table and display on web page, so for this, we have goes into index method. And under this, we have to write $data variable is equal to student class with latest method with paginate method with 5 as parameter. This code will fetch last 5 data from student table with pagination link. Now we want to send this data to Blade views file, so for this, here we have to write return statement with view method with 2 parameter. In first parameter, we have to write Blade file name index. And in second parameter, we have to write compact function with data as parameter. So from this data variable, we can access student data. After this, we have to write with method with 2 parameter. In first parameter, we have to write I, and in second parameter, we have to write request method with input function with 2 parameter. So in first parameter, we have to write page, and in second parameter, we have to write 1. After this, we have to write -1, and lastly, we have to write into 5. So this code will generate dynamic pagination link, so here, our controller code is ready. Now we have goes to resources folder, and goes into views directory. So here, we can see that master, index, create, show, edit Blade file under this directory. So first we have to open master.blade.php file, and under this file, we have already included Bootstrap 5 library. And this is master template file, and other files are child template file. So here, we have to write @yield directive with name content. So this directive is used to define section in a layout. And it is constantly used to get content from a child page into a master page. After this, we have to open index.blade.php file. And under this file, we want to extend master template. So for this, here we have to write @extends directive with file name master. Now we want display content with master template, so for this, here we have to write @section directive with content. And first we have to close this section, using @end section directive with name content. And between this section directive, we have to paste this HTML code. Now here, we have create one HTML table with 5 table column like image, name, email, gender and action. Now we want to fill this table with data, so for this, here we have to write @if directive, and under condition, we have to write count function with $data value is greater than 0. Suppose this condition false, then we have to create @else directive. And here, first we have closed this if else directive by @end if directive. And under else directive, we have paste this HTML code, which will display message like no data found. But suppose above condition true, then it will execute if block of code. And under this block, we have to write @for each directive. And under condition, we have to write $data as $row variable. First we have to close this directive with @end for each directive. Between this, we have to create one table row with 5 table column. In first column, we want to display student image, so for this, here we have to write image tag with source attribute is equal to Laravel expression. And between this, we have to write asset function, and under this function, we have to write images folder name /$ variable with student image table column name. So here, this asset folder return public directory path, and this code will display student image. In second column, we want to display student name data, so for this, here we have to write Laravel expression, and between this, we have to write $row variable with student name table column name. In third table column, we want to display student email table column data, so for this, here we have to write Laravel expression, and between this, we have to write $row variable with student email table column name. In fourth table column, we want to display student gender table column data, so for this, here we have to write Laravel expression, and between this, we have to write $row variable with student gender table column name. And in last table column, we will make show, edit and delete button in upcoming part. So on every loop, it will fill this table with data, and now for pagination link. Here we have to write open and close bracket, and between this, we have to write $data variable with links function, so it will generate dynamic pagination link. So here our code is ready for display student data on web page in HTML table format with pagination link. Now we want to set root for the student controller class method, so we have goes to roots directory and open web.php file. Under this file, first we want to include student controller class, and under this file. So for this, here we have to write use statement with path of student controller class. After this, here, we have to write root class with resource method with 2 parameter. In first parameter, we have to write students, and in second parameter, we have to write student controller class, so this code will set root of all student controller class method. So here our code is ready. Now we have go to command prompt. And here, we have to run this command, so this command will provide us base URL of this Laravel 9 application. Now here in the browser, we have hit base URL /students in the browser. So here on the web page, we can see HTML table has been displayed on the web page. But it has display no data found message on the web page. This is because there is no data available in students table. Now in MySQL database, we have import some data under students table by executing this SQL script. So the script will insert some data under students table. Now here in Laravel 9 CRUD application, we have to refresh web page. And after refresh of web page, here we can see that last 5 students table data has been displayed on the web page in HTML table format. But here below, we cannot see pagination link in proper way, because Laravel 9 framework paginator class create default pagination link, which is not use Bootstrap 5 pagination library style sheet. Now for display proper pagination link, using Bootstrap 5 library. So for this, we have to goes to text editor, and we need to add Bootstrap 5 pagination in app service provider class. So we have goes into application folder, and goes into provides folder, and here, we have to open app service provide.php file. And under this file, first we want to include paginator class at the header of this class file. So here, we have to write use statement with path of paginator class. After this, we have goes into boot method, and here also, we have to define paginator class, bootstrap method. So here, we have to write paginator class with use bootstrap method, so after add this method, it will use bootstrap library, for create pagination link. Now here, we have to refresh this page, and after refresh of web page, here we can see pagination link. Now we want see second page data. So for this, here we have to click on the second page link. And after click on the second page link, here we can see second page data has been displayed on the web page. So in this part, we have learned how to download and install Laravel 9 framework in our computer. Then after, we have make MySQL database connection, and after this, we have create MySQL table from Laravel 9 migration command, and then after, we have create CRUD controller and models class file. under Laravel 9 framework, and lastly, we have learned how to fetch data from MySQL table and display on web page in HTML table format, and in next part, we will learn how to insert data into MySQL table with validation under Laravel 9 CRUD application. So we will be meet in next part.